Admiral Marcus Kane stood before the holographic display, his weathered face illuminated by the blue glow of star charts. The message from the Zilithian Confederation had arrived 3 hours ago, and its contents still burned in his mind like molten metal. "They've taken the research station on Kepler 442b, reported Commander Elena Vasquez, her voice tight with controlled fury. 43 human children from the xenobiology program. The youngest is barely 8 years old. The Zilithians had been humanity's most reluctant trading partners for decades, a species that resembled oversized mantises with crystalline carapaces and compound eyes that reflected intelligence far beyond their insectoid appearance. They'd always viewed humans as inferior mammals, barely worth acknowledging in galactic politics. "What are their demands?" Kane asked, though he suspected he already knew. "Complete withdrawal from the Outer Rim territories. They want us to abandon 17 colonies and surrender all our quantum tunnel technology." Vasquez paused, her jaw clenched. "They're giving us 72 hours. Kane studied the tactical display showing the Zilithian fleet, over 300 ships bristling with plasma cannons and graviton torpedoes. By any conventional military analysis, humanity was outgunned 5-1. The Zilithians had made their calculations carefully. But they had miscalculated one crucial factor. "Commander, initiate Protocol Omega-7, Kane said quietly. Vasquez's eyes widened. "Sir, that protocol hasn't been tested on this scale. The quantum cascading effects alone could." "Could what?" "Destroy their entire fleet." Kane's voice carried the weight of a man who had already decided the fate of worlds. "They took our children, Elena. Our cubs." The term cubs had emerged decades ago when first contact protocols were established. Alien species often struggled to understand human protective instincts toward their young, dismissing it as primitive mammalian behavior. They failed to grasp that this instinct wasn't humanity's weakness, it was their most dangerous strength. Within 6 hours, every human colony, trading post, and diplomatic station in the galaxy received the same encrypted message. The response was immediate and unprecedented. Merchant vessels abandoned their cargo routes. Research teams evacuated xenoarchaeology sites. Even the notorious pirates of the Andromeda Drift ceased their operations. Humanity was going dark. Dr. James Mitchell, the lead physicist on Luna Station, worked frantically to calibrate the quantum resonance chambers. The technology had been theoretical until now, a doomsday weapon disguised as a faster-than-light communication system. By manipulating quantum entanglement on a massive scale, they could create destructive interference patterns across vast distances. "The calculations are holding," Mitchell reported over the quantum link. "We can target their entire fleet simultaneously." The Zilithian High Command watched in growing confusion as human presence simply vanished from their sensor networks. Trade negotiations halted. Diplomatic channels went silent. It was as if humanity had simply ceased to exist. Then the stars began to sing. The quantum cascade started as a subtle harmonic vibration in subspace, barely detectable to most sensors. But within hours, it had amplified into something that defied all known physics. The very fabric of spacetime around the Zilithian fleet began to resonate at frequencies that tore apart molecular bonds. Admiral Zextera felt her crystalline carapace vibrating as the first wave hit. Her flagship's hull began to crack like breaking glass. Around her, 300 ships, the pride of the Zilithian military, started to disintegrate at the quantum level. "Impossible," she whispered through her translator. "No species has this kind of power. But humanity did. They had built it not from conquest or aggression, but from the fundamental force that had driven them across the stars, the absolute, uncompromising need to protect their young." The Zilithians released the children within 18 hours, along with a formal apology and reparations that would fund human expansion for the next century. The demonstration had lasted exactly 47 minutes, long enough to cripple their fleet, short enough to allow survival. Word spread through the galaxy like wildfire. Humanity had revealed a weapon that could reach across star systems and unmake matter itself. But more terrifying than the technology was the realization of what had triggered its use. As Kane watched the last transport carrying the rescued children dock with the station, he allowed himself a small smile. The other species would learn, eventually, what every human already knew. Never threaten the cubs.